Actually, we went through three different variations of assessing the needs, trying to decide what we needed. And the original plan was to build the town hall by itself first, then come back maybe 6-9 months later and build the community center. But when we went out and started looking at the price of building and all of the kind of duplicate services you'd have to have, it didn't make any sense at that point. So then we decided we'd go together and build both at the same time, which obviously worked out a lot better because then you don't have all the problems with construction traffic and that sort of thing. So that was the first decision to move ahead. And then the second decision here was to try and make this as flexible as we could, so that we've got dividers in this room, we've got dividers over there, so that you can really mix and match any type of combination depending on what your needs are, whether it's a meeting, whether it's a social event for a party or a birthday. So we went with a catering kitchen so that we don't do any cooking here, so we don't deal with any food permits or any type of safety or inspection, that sort of thing. So the caterers come in and bring all of the everything with them, all of the tableware, all of the glasses, and all of the things that they need. So it's simply a catering kitchen, and then the people contract separately with the caterer and bring them in. The other piece of it is that we have a terrace outside. That came from Winding River. Winding River, we spent a lot of time talking to them about their community center, and that was one of the things they said was the most popular. So we've incorporated an outside terrace so that between the two buildings it breaks up the kind of the aesthetics of it, but it also gives us a lovely outside place as well. So if you had a wedding in here, you could go out there and have the outside cocktails. So that was part of the plan behind it as well. So we tried to make it as flexible as we could, and then hopefully try and meet all the needs of the community, which is always a challenge.
Well, we paid to meet in one of the clubhouses in St. James. So that particular day, some staff person in the club would have to set up the room for a host table for the council members to sit and pull a flag out, get the PA system up, and then we'd come in at 4 and conduct our meeting, and then they would put the facility back the way it needed to be for dinners and social events. We were originally meeting upstairs in the training room at the firehouse in 2000, but we moved away from that upper story situation because of the handicapped rules for folks that are challenged in second floor type structures. The acoustics in here is so good that we already had a meeting. And with the exception of some folks with soft voices, there was no problem hearing. And the room was full.
Wow.
So there was no problem hearing without mics. In this room, we've prepared for the future. There are a lot of things here that we will not use right away. One of those would be the cameras where we would televise our council meetings on a public channel. Those cameras could also they would be controlled from this room where there's a console that controls all of the televising functions that are available in this room. And for presentations, we can lower the shades electronically. These controls can lower the screen, projector screen, the projector. It can control the lights in these oblong panels for televising the meetings. Anything presented in this building can be streamed to the large room in the community center to be viewed by a larger audience. And each of the council members have a monitor so that they can see presentations being made behind them, the mic systems, and the clerk will record the meeting from a software called For the Record. It would be on a laptop. It's just a step up from the software that we've been using for the last 10 years. So it's a little more technically advanced. We have overflow capacity with seating here as well as in the large room in the community center. You can show whatever's here over there. And a good question was posed, He asked, will people in the large room be able to comment back to the council? And that's a question I have to ask the group that's installing everything, because when I'm trained, I'll ask that question.